Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Detjen. I am the Assistant Professor of Horn here at Southern Miss. I didn't come from a musical family, um, although there was always music being played on the radio and whatnot in my house. But I was always interested in music, and so I was always singing along with radio. Or I remember going to my grandmother's house, and she had a piano in the house, and I would sit there and pick out melodies on the piano, or kind of make up a bass line and that sort of thing. And so I got an opportunity to sing in the church choir. I started there, and then I went a different direction, and I heard Van Halen on the radio, and I was like, I want to play the guitar. And so I convinced my parents to buy me a guitar and get me guitar lessons, and I did that for a number of years. Switched to cello, and then in sixth grade, we had the opportunity to be in band, and I was actually sick the day that we could choose instruments. And so, the rental company came back a couple weeks later, and they only had a limited number of instruments that we could choose from because everyone wanted to play trumpet and flute and everything. And I was like, well, what do you have left? And they said, well, you could play percussion or horn, maybe trombone was the other one. And they had the horn there that I could take home. And I knew my mom loved that instrument. And so that's how I started playing horn. I feel really fortunate to be here. It's been a wonderful opportunity to be on the faculty at Southern Miss, and it's both a very rewarding and at times a humbling experience. I have wonderful colleagues, the other faculty members to work with, and just terrific students that challenge me every day and just make great discoveries. And so that's a wonderful opportunity to do. I moved to Mississippi about 6 years before I joined the faculty here at USM to play with the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra up in Jackson. And shortly after getting there, I realized really quickly that all roads for higher music ed went through Southern Miss here in Mississippi. And so to be here and be a part of that has been just fantastic, because the musical experience here at USM is special. I think a calling card of ours is that we're friendly and welcoming. But at the same time, the courses are thought-provoking and intense. And it's that combination which is difficult for any music school to achieve, and I think we do it regularly. And so to be here in person and to witness that has been really special, and I'm really hopeful for the future, and I think we're going to do great things. I feel that music education at the collegiate level needs to prepare students, obviously for music, but so much more than that. And so it's really important in this studio, I make sure that students get the tools so that they can make informed decisions, they can synthesize ideas, critically evaluate relevant issues, and enjoy life. We all want to be happy. And so probably most importantly, what I try to do here is make sure and instill the habit in all the students here in the Horn Studio at USM that every time they pick up their instrument, they strive to do their absolute best. When a student applies to Southern Miss at the Horn Studio, a number of things that I'm looking for is curiosity, somebody that is open to new ideas, someone that's well organized, somebody that is a go-getter, somebody that's good with time management. Procrastination is something you have to get over really quick as a music major. Somebody that is a good listener. You'd be surprised at how many people apply to a music school and they don't necessarily listen to the music of their instrument. And one of the best resources any musician has is the music itself. And so having that critical ear, listening to music, the more you listen to music that you hope to create, the more that music becomes a part of you. And so listening is a really important attribute I think every music student needs to have. So I have a pretty eclectic listening profile, I guess. I obviously listen to a lot of horn music, so when I'm preparing music, I will listen to those pieces. I just finished playing Mozart's Third Horn Concerto with an orchestra up in Jackson last week, so I was listening to Mozart quite a lot. My kids, I have two young kids, they're always playing music, so everything like Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker to Frozen's really big in my house right now. My roommates in college were jazz musicians, so I have a real affinity for jazz music. So I'm always, have some jazz music, whether it be Miles Davis or John Coltrane, um, Chet Baker, anything like that. So pretty eclectic. Maybe not so much top 40, but I listen to the radio, and just tune through. So whatever's playing, I'm listening to, and I try to listen as much as possible. And don't forget live music. I go to as many recitals as I can. Live music is really important, and I try to support it as much as possible. So that's a tough one. There's so many memories out there. I think all musicians, it's hard to identify one, but I'm going to think of a formative memory. As I told you before, I played guitar early on when I was about 8 or 9, and the teacher I was with at the time had us all do a group recital. And I remember the transition I made from watching the other students perform from the audience to then walking to the stage and turning around and realizing that now all the eyes are on me. And that was an experience that was both thrilling and also brought feelings of anxiety. But it was an experience that stuck with me. And I realized at that moment that as a musician on stage, you were in charge of entertaining everyone, but you also held the room. And it was an experience that I wanted to do again, and I wanted to do it better. And it was an experience that I think drove me to continue following music and trying to get back to that point. And whenever I experienced it, trying to get back again. And it was just really the first formative experience I had in music that I can pinpoint to that made me want to be a musician. You can reach me, probably the best way is through email, and that's going to be my name, robert.detjen@usm.edu. You can also just search for Southern Miss Horns on either Facebook or Instagram, and we've got a good profile there. And feel free to come see me after a concert. I play with the Mississippi Symphony, the Meridian Symphony down the Gulf Coast, and I'm always happy to talk horn or music after those concerts, so feel free to see me down there as well.